Hey guys, it's James here from JVC Paints. How you guys doing? I hope everybody had a nice holiday, nice New Year. I know that a few of us have been experiencing painting block. I don't know if it's the weather, the holidays, the food. Well, who knows? But yeah, I'm in the midst of it too. I did finish one of my projects though, and that's what today's video is all about. So this is the last part of my 1,000 point Winter Soviet Army for the Defense of Moscow / Operation Typhoon theater selector for bolt action. So this is what I've got. So I've done the last sort of anti-tank grouping here. I'll just sort of pan over so you can see these guys as well. I'll go through them individually though. So first up, we've got an inexperienced anti-tank rifle with his buddy there who's pointing out the next target, probably a Panzer II or 3 or a truck or something stuck in the snow. Next to that, we've got the Applemet launcher. It's also inexperienced. I'll show you the other one in a bit, but for this one, the basing, I put down the pickaxe is from the British infantry sprue, and the shovel, of course, is from the Soviet one, and they've got their extra guy there. I gave him a PPSH-41. And next to them, we've got the final and last anti-tank rifle. So my army has 4 anti-tank rifles and 2 Applemet launchers because I'm allowed to take 3 anti-tank selections for 1 anti-tank selection, but in that theater selector you can take 2, so that gives me 6 dice so that's pretty good. Now let's get right on to what I really want to show you, which is the winter weathering on the T-34. So you maybe remember from the last video, I was kind of worried that I was going to mess this up, and I didn't. So it turned out really, really well. I really am proud and happy with how this turned out. I'm going to do a tutorial video with the KV2, and I've got the KV2 built, so that's a video that's going to probably be coming up hopefully by the end of this month, maybe the beginning of February, where I will go through and step-by-step show you how I did the winter weathering. But basically, you've seen the T-34 before. I'll just point out some things that I've done on it. I've bent up the fender here. I've put some snow on the tracks and, you know, up here and on the boxes and things like that. I dry brushed black on the front to give it some muzzle flash. I made sure that I scrubbed down the stars so you could see it. And then on the back here, we'll just move it around here. On the back, some other extra sort of, oops, hit the light there, some other weathering, just some, you know, blacking exhaust out the back here. And I made sure that I kept the engine panels, the engine screens at the top, sort of snow-free, because I'm sure that the snow would have melted off. And then, yeah, just bits and pieces, bits and bobs, you know. But I'm really proud of how this turned out. And I am going to definitely do a tutorial video on this because I was amazed compared to, and you'll see the other winter vehicle for this army in a second as I want to showcase the whole gang. I'm sold on this method. So anyway, I'll show you the rest of the guys here in 2 seconds. Before I get into the full army reveal here, I thought I'd show you something I picked up, got at Christmas, I should say. It's Atlas of the Eastern Front, 1941 and 45, and it is by, I know this is very hard for you guys to see, Robert Kirschbell. It's pretty fantastic, and basically it's a bunch of maps, and I've taken the map that I wanted to show you guys. This is the Operation Typhoon Drive on Moscow. So my army that I have made is basically based on this battle in history. And we've got a map here. As you can see on the map, here's Moscow, and you can see how close the Germans did get to Moscow in the sort of northwest sector, which would be approximately, let's see, how many kilometers would that be? Looks like it's about 10, I would say, from the outskirts of Moscow, probably about a full 20 or so from the center. So that's not too far. Of course, they didn't make it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this book. It's great. If you're into the Eastern Front, it's got a plethora of maps and broken into different sections, covering the entirety of the war. So I'm getting into the spirit of things here. Here we go, the Second Battle of Kharkiv, and
you know, as it goes on here, Operation Edelweiss and things like that. So over here I've got a White Russian going in my coffee mug here. Don't tell the wife. And I'm going to show you the Army. So yeah, just wanted to show you this book. Highly recommend it. Check it out on Amazon. I think it's about, I think I got it for about $40, maybe $30, and then with the shipping it was a bit more expensive. Well, those guys are getting into it. All right, here comes the Army. Here's the anti-tank selection for my Army. So the theater selector allows you to take 2 anti-tank choices in your Army. And the Soviet special rule allows you to take 3 anti-tank choices for 1 selection. So I can take 6, and I did. So I've maxed out, and I've gone for firepower and redundancy. And I've also tried to keep it pretty cost effective. So first up, we have an inexperienced implement launcher. It's right here. 28 points, 3-man crew, and basically it is a 24-inch range, direct shot, medium mortar. I think, you know, if you put these guys in ambush or something like that, it might make your opponent think twice, you know. Even hitting on a 6 or a 5, you know, I mean, a direct medium mortar shot out in the open, nobody would want to do that. Would want to receive that, I should say. Next, then we've got another one. This one I've done the base a bit differently. Let me just turn it here. I mentioned before it's got a pickaxe and a shovel, and the extra guy there, he also has the PPSH-41. Yeah, you know, forgive me, Father, for I've used a GW base because I could not find any more round bases. My other anti-tank selections are the anti-tank rifles. So here we've got 2 PTRDs, and they're pretty effective against trucks and motorbikes and, you know, maybe anything that's sort of early war, armored cars, anything kind of like an 8 armor or less. After a 9, yeah, you're needing sort of flank shots or rear shots. But at the same time, they're pretty effective in putting in a pin. So, you know, you might be able to you know, an extra pin might just, you know, have that unit, your opponent's unit fail that order test. So we've got 2 there, and we've got 2 there as well. And they're each of these are 21 points. So the anti-tank rifles come up to 84 points total. And with the implements, we've got 56. So I believe that's 144 points. So for 144 points, you know, 6 dice, I mean, right there, you're going to have half of your opponent's army as well. So pretty good selection there. Let's see what's up next. Here we have the vehicles for my army. I'm just went over how I did the camo on this, and that I'm going to be doing a tutorial, so we'll skip over that. It's a T-34. I'm playing it regular. It's 195 points. Next to it, we have it should be the BA-10, but I'm using a BA-64 as a proxy for the simple fact that this kit, let me move the T-34 out of the way a little bit here. This kit, of course, is a lot cheaper than buying a resin one, and they have the exact same profile. But at the same time, you can check out the differences sort of in the way that the winter camo kind of came out, and you can see that the hairspray method here on the T-34 just looks a lot better. I'm a lot happier with it. But they're both pretty cool. And then next to them, we have the command section here. You've seen these guys before. We've got the officers, and then of course we've got the commissar and his pal. The little banner I made, and using advice from Leon 66. I've put some tin foil or aluminum foil inside of the paper and give it that you know, wavy look. It worked out really well. The banner says, was it Moscow First Watch Factory, you know, Davai, I think is what I put on there, and a little sickle and a hammer just to, you know, sort of sell it. And if I ever wanted to use it, you know, the flag rule that they do have for bolt action, I could use these guys. So yeah, this is the officer, the HQ, and the armor that I've got. And let's get into the cannon fodder, shall we? Okay, here we have the we'll say that this is the inexperienced free squad. It's 12 men. I've given the anti-tank grenades. They are green. And they are 0 points. So basically, as I've said before when I was painting these over the past, you know, half dozen or so videos, I'm going for a sort of a ragtaggy kind of, you know, different kinds of uniforms and, you know, different colors and things like that. The only thing that kind of stands out for these guys, of course, is that I've given the Molotov cocktails and the anti-tank grenades here and the NCO just to know who he is in case he gets lost. And next to them, we've got an redundantly identical squad. 12 men, same deal. You can see a Molotov cocktail here, and I think there's a guy with there's a little hand grenade there. The NCO, another Molotov cocktail. These would be the guys I'm paying for. So they're 12 men, 7 points a pop. They're 84. Given the anti-tank grenades, it's another 24, so they would come in at 108 points. But they're also green, so you don't know they could get bumped up to regular, which, you know, in an a game could save you the game, you know. And then next to them, we've got another squad of guys. They're exactly the same. We've got the NCO in the front here. I've given this one a pistol. We've got a guy with a Molotov, another Molotov. So these are the guys with the anti-tank grenades. And I think they turned out really well. I think what I was going for with the different uniforms and everything, I think it really works. So 36 guys here, and for a grand total of 216 points. Not bad. Very cheap army. Let's take a look at the guys with the machine guns. Here are the light machine gun squads for my army. There are 3 of them. I'll show each of them in turn. But just to go over what they are, they're 10-man units. We've got the NCO with an SMG, we've got an LMG here, and we've got a loader, and we've got the 7 guys filling up the unit. One of the stipulations is in the theater selector that you can only take 1 LMG. Usually you can take 2, but these guys are also inexperienced. So 70 points for the guys, 20 points for the LMG, 3 points for the SMG, brings them up to 93 points. So we've got these guys, and as you can see, they're all different. And then we'll bring over here we've got another squad, same deal. NCO, he's got his PPSH slung, he's got his entrenching tool out. We got the LMG here. The loader, he's carrying a can of ammo, or pardon me, a clip, or pardon me, magazine for the gun. And we've got another bunch of guys there. No Molotov cocktails in this crew. They don't have the anti-tank weapons. Yeah, for 93 points, not too bad. And then we've got the last unit here. We've got again, we've got the LMG here. We've got the, let me move him. We've got the loader. He's running into action. He's ready to go. He's ready to reload the weapon. We've got the NCO here, and then we've got a gang of guys here. So 30 guys. They're inexperienced. They would have what would that be? 4, 7, 11 shots at long range per unit. Within 12 inches, they would get another 2. They get 13. So not bad. 93 points each. We're looking at, what is that? 279 points. So not bad. Pretty cost effective, I think. So I've got a lot of infantry, as you can see, for my army. I'm going to round this out with a nice group shot to show you that I'm not pulling some trick photography and sneaking some guys in twice. And then that'll be it for me. And I'll sign off. Here they are in all of their proletariat glory. My 16 dice, 85 figure, 2 vehicle, even a flag, Winter Soviet Army. So on the end there you can see the LMG guys, the NCOs on the end. And we've got the 6 weapon teams, Commissar, Officer, Armored Car, T-34, and then the 3 rifle squads, inexperienced rifle squads. So I started this army, I would say the first miniature I painted was probably the end of September 30th, October 1st, around there. So it's taken me just 3 months and a couple weeks to get this all done, at the same time I've been working on the Chinese. So what's up for me next? You'll be seeing a similar video like this with the Chinese army that I've got about 9 more guys to go. And like I promised, I want to do a winter camouflage tutorial with the hairspray technique, because I am sold. I'm going to be doing a KV2 as an alternate to this army. If I have a 15 dice limit at some point, I can lose the T-34 and one of these LMG squads and put in the KV2. Also, I think I'm going to be filling up little bits and pieces of my other armies, so no massive projects on the horizon for me. And also I want to concentrate more on some scenery. You can see my scenery, it's okay, but you can always use more, and I got some in Europe that I haven't even touched, and it's been a couple of months. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Keep those brushes moving, and thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.